What's up guys, LeopoldTheBrave here, and the Crash Bandicoot 4 launch trailer just dropped earlier today, a sentence I never thought I'd be saying 5 years ago. Look at where Crash Bandicoot is now. To say the Sane Trilogy was a success is a huge understatement. Not only did Crash revive his own series, but he revived the 3D platforming genre as a whole. Despite not releasing a game in nearly a decade, the Sane Trilogy came out of nowhere and made Mario-level sales records even though it was a PlayStation exclusive for its entire first year. And then when everyone thought it was a nostalgia-based fluke, Crash did it again with his spin-off kart racing game, Crash Team Racing. And then, a year after that, it was finally revealed that Crash would be receiving his first brand new, non-remake game in over 10 years. And within all these events, many other franchises were inspired. Spyro, Medieval, SpongeBob, even Mario took inspiration from Crash. I know Mario All-Stars was a thing a long time ago, but do you really think we would have gotten 3D All-Stars if it wasn't for the Sane Trilogy existing? Either way though, there's no doubt that the Sane Trilogy was a revolutionary title, and there are a couple more franchises that need to take inspiration from it, and that's what this video is about. So, let's get started. First up we have Ape Escape. Back in the days of the PlayStation 1, there were so many great games that other great games just unfortunately flew under the radar. And Ape Escape happened to be one of them, despite being revolutionary in that it was the first game to utilize the DualShock analog controller. Many people do have nostalgic memories of this game, but many people also don't know that there was a second and third game, both of which were just as good. So making an Ape Escape remade or remastered collection would not only give people some nostalgia by letting them play the first game again, but also introduce them to some brand new games by letting them try 2 and 3 for the first time ever. And this could hopefully lead to an eventual, true Ape Escape 4. No more tech demos for PlayStation accessories, please. We want an actual Ape Escape 4. The demand is there for it too. There's even a hashtag going around on Twitter, Apes Will Escape. So hopefully Sony will listen and revive this creative and unique little franchise. Next up is Jak and Daxter. Now I know we're all shaking and drooling and shouting for Jak 4, but listen, it's been over 15 years since Jak 3. We kinda need a little refresher, especially since the ports on PS4 have some performance issues? Yeah. But it's not just that. The Jak and Daxter story could also use some rewriting as well. You see, around the time Jak 2 came out, Grand Theft Auto was very popular, and Naughty Dog wanted to capitalize on that gritty, pushy, sandbox-type game. But here's the thing, like Crash Bandicoot, Jak and Daxter features a silent protagonist and takes place on tropical islands. So they had to come up with some crazy time travel and convoluted post-apocalyptic plot to make things work. Now, I'm not saying they would have to get rid of that entirely because those games were still enjoyable, plus that would be a reboot instead of a remake. I just think they need to use the opportunity to make the transition a little smoother and explain things a little better. Especially since they know everything that's going to happen, so then they can eventually continue on with a true Jak 4. Now we have Rayman. His 25th anniversary was just a few weeks ago, and Ubisoft did absolutely nothing except to release a Rabbids mobile game. Rayman was able to escape these bunnies temporarily with the amazing Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends, but with Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle taking the world by storm, he got taken over again. Before we get a Rayman 4, I feel like the only way Rayman can truly reclaim his franchise is to go back to his roots. A remastered and remade collection of his original trilogy. But there is one new twist I'd like to see. As you know, the first Crash Bandicoot game is a little hard, but nothing brutal, and it was a fun challenge for brand new players. The first Rayman, however, is a completely different monster, and it would no doubt scare off new people. Not only that, but it's a side-scroller while the next 2 Rayman games were 3D platformers. So for this remastered and remade collection, I think it'd be fun to convert the first Rayman into a 3D platformer. Retell its story from a completely new perspective, so we still get old Rayman, but also old Rayman in a new way. It'd still be possible to keep the challenge too, but also keep it accessible. So yeah, Rayman. He desperately needs to come back. Smash is his last hope at this point. Here's a name you haven't heard in a while. How about Croc? This one's super interesting. Despite Argonaut games being defunct for over 15 years now, there is still someone out there who owns the Croc franchise, and believe it or not, they want Croc to come back too. Now originally, Croc could have been the very first 3D platformer. From the start he was going to be a Yoshi game, but after a deal with Nintendo fell through, they had to rework some things and push it back to '97, where Croc became his own character. But with a remake, Croc could be his own thing from the start and fix some things that bugged people during the early days of 3D platformers, like his tank controls. I personally never had a problem with them. I thought they worked fine with the level layout and what they were going for, but a little tweaking couldn't hurt. Not only that, but just like Ape Escape, many of the people who played the original didn't know there was a sequel. So it would be a great opportunity to give Croc 2 a second chance as well. To recap this though, someone owns the Croc IP and they're interested, so we just gotta find a way to make it happen. And finally, you knew this was coming, we need Banjo-Kazooie. If my memory is correct, the whole reason Microsoft bought Rare is because they mistakenly thought they'd get Donkey Kong along with it, since Rare was responsible for the Donkey Kong Country games. But of course that wasn't the case, and they were now stuck with the less successful Banjo-Kazooie and a studio they had no idea what to do with beyond Kinect games. But even though Banjo-Kazooie was far less successful than Donkey Kong and his fellow platforming companions like Crash, Spyro, and Mario, that doesn't mean he wasn't successful at all. The Banjo-Kazooie games are still fantastic. Huge expansive worlds, catchy music, super charming and endearing characters, it had potential to go on forever. But nope, all they got were 2 games. Only 2. There were only 2 Banjo games. Okay? Okay. But if they gave Banjo-Kazooie the Crash and Sane Trilogy treatment, we could finally potentially see Banjo 3 someday in the future. Not only that, but with Banjo coming to Smash Ultimate last year, the demand for him to return is so much higher, and it'd be foolish for Microsoft to not strike while the iron is hot. Don't miss this opportunity, Xbox. But there you have it, 5 different franchises that need an Insane Trilogy-styled revival. But how do you guys think these games should come back, and are there any series I missed? Let me know down in the comments section below, and I'll see you guys next time. LeopoldTheBrave, out.